my grandfather, I think they said they first sailed in the Caribbean, and the gentleman writing the letters said that my grandfather had called him into his office one time and kind of talked to him, and seemed like he really cared about him. He also said that, I'm not sure if I'm being specific enough, but somewhere in the Caribbean, they landed either Caribbean or Brazil, and he never locked the brig door. I guess you guys probably know more than me. I don't know how many guys are in the brig on a boat that's got 700 men or not, but he said he never locked the door, and then when he had stopped in either Caribbean or South America, that he just let the guys out and have a good time and stuff. So he seemed, for me, I'm proud because I've only heard just nothing but good things about my grandfather. I was at when we lived at the Naval Academy. My dad took me up to Memorial Hall and he was showing me my grandfather's name on the list of men that had midshipmen that had died or former midshipmen that had died. And this lady walks over and she goes, "Oh, I knew Lyman Swenson. He was like the most wonderful man." The coincidence of me as a kid looking at this list, and the lady that just happened to be up there came over, and she was looking at the same name. It was very interesting, and I always felt really good about that. It was one of those things that, God, if my grandfather was such a good guy, I really don't want to screw up too much in my life. This was just an article. I found this magazine somewhere, but it was Iron Bottom Sound, which was, I think, a month or two prior to when the Juno was sunk, but that was part of the battle, so I thought maybe the museum would be interested in that. USS Juno, and I thought you guys might like to see it here. How you doing?
Good. Good to see it.
It's funny, I tried to get another one to bring here, but I guess they stopped making them, and these models go from $20 to like $150 if nobody can find them. So anyway, I thought I'd bring that. It's kind of a nice thing there. This was just something from my parents. They went back the 50th I think it was the 50th anniversary of D-Day, and this is just something they picked up with some stamps and things that I thought maybe the museum would like, and not really related to the ship. This was another thing that I thought this was fascinating, and I just saw this a few years ago. It's the War Diary, as you had mentioned, and it starts September 10th, and it goes through October 31st, and of course the ship was sunk a couple weeks later. Somebody told me that these reports were usually done at the end of the month, so this would have been the last report. But if you read through it, there's just some really interesting things that they would put. Patrolling Coral Sea, simulated torpedo plane attack on formation, 2 Japanese motor bombers shot down, 3 underwater sound contacts by vessels and screen. And I noticed they were dropping those depth charges a lot, and a lot of submarines around there. Launch attacks, 70 planes in support of Marine garrison on Guadalcanal, operating about 50 miles southwest of Guadalcanal. Japanese engine bombers shot down about 15 miles from Juneau. 1 Hornet plane crash, and it's just sort of interesting to see. Interesting to see how intense everything was. It was just one heck of a battle. One time, he had it hanging up in his house, and this was from Admiral Halsey after the naval battle of Guadalcanal, and he says, dispatch from Commander South Pacific Forces to Guadalcanal. To the superb officers and men on land and on sea, and in the air and under the sea, who have performed such magnificent feats for our country in the past few days. You have written your names in the golden letters of the pages of history and won the undying gratitude of your countrymen. Our pride in you is beyond expression. No honor for you could be too great. Magnificently done. God bless each and every one of you. To the glorious dead, hail heroes, rest with God. Signed, Halsey. And my dad hung this out. I think that meant a lot to And so I thought, again, the museum may find this interesting, so keep that. Let's see, I've got, that's not